Ken, all eyes turn to New Zealand light heavyweight Carlos Ulberg as he takes on Tafon Nchukwi at UFC Fight Night, and he joins us now from Las Vegas during fight week. Carlos, kia ora and welcome.
Kia ora. Thank you for having me.
You are very welcome. Look, how's it all been going over there in Las Vegas? I'm a little bit jealous because I know it's summer over there at the moment.
Yeah, it's quite hot. Yesterday we had a whole day of full sun, so I tried to sit out by the pool for a little bit and get a little bit of sun, which we've been missing out on over in New Zealand. So it's good to get a little bit of sun, but it can take it from you. So yeah, I'll try not to stick out too long.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that actually. It can just zap your energy, doesn't it?
That's it.
Look, how have preparations been going for this fight? I know you've been knuckling down. You're 1-1 in the UFC now. So how have preparations been going ahead of this fight?
It's been awesome. Like, it's been a great 8-week camp back home. We have a wide range of athletes. So I've had different types of bodies and looks to prepare myself for this event Saturday. Come Saturday.
Talk about that preparation, because we've even seen, City Kickboxing has now welcomed Tyson Pedro to the gym. So you've got all these training partners. What have you been working on, the most?
A lot. I mean, it's a long day of training. It'll be 8 weeks of a camp, but it's more than that. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's everything. It comes down to the eating, the sleeping, the kind of sleep that you're going to get, and the kinds of training that you're doing. We're training so much in the day, and your rest is important just as much as the training output that you do. So everything is in counter, and I've been making sure that every second does count. So it's been a great camp, and like I said, we have a great amount of athletes at the gym that I can tap shoulders and ask if I need to some questions. We have so many guys who have come in, people like Frank who have come over, Frank Hickman, who have come over to teach us a bit of the wrestling. So that's some things that we've been working on, and just keeping our game strong.
And how has the mind been going? Because last time we had a conversation, I was talking to you after a loss in the UFC, but it's different this time. You're coming off a win. So, does that put you in good spirits in terms of your confidence coming into your next fight?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've always had the confidence. I mean, coming off a loss the last fight, the first fight in the UFC, it didn't do too much. It was more of, it kind of drove me to be better. And I guess now coming off the win, it made me want to keep progressing. And I know I can see now that it's more of, as I say, it's my university. So it's something that I want to continue to strive and be better at. And I know I'm going to be there. I know I'm going to get that gold in the end, but it's more of just how do I get there and the process of getting there.
I find it interesting when you call it that it's your university, and to me that means it's because you're constantly learning. You're going to new lengths and to new depths. This time coming into the fight, what are you taking with you that's new that perhaps we haven't seen before?
Well, you're just going to see more confidence in me in my whole game. I mean, it is mixed martial arts, so whether it goes to the ground or what, I'm confident. I'm confident that wherever it goes to, I've prepared myself for it.
Now let's look at your opponent, Tafon. He's from Cameroon. What do you make of him as a fighter, and what are you expecting? Because I'm guessing this will be on the feet, this one.
He's definitely strong, no doubt about that. But I mean, I've done a little bit of study, but not too much. I've just been focusing on my thing. I mean, all I know is, come Sunday morning, he'll wake up, feel sore, and he'll be 6-3.
Just throw that one in there.
That's the way you'd like to put it.
Yeah. Look, you mentioned you've been in, Nevada for the week, obviously for fight week. But what was it like, last preparations at the gym? What were you doing, and perhaps what were the last messages you received from the crew?
Nothing different. Everything's just the same. We don't change too much up. We just keep doing what we do, which is prepare ourselves for war. Basically, it's making sure I'm reading the right things and putting the right things in order for myself. and yeah, I've just had baby before I left, so I got to spend a day with him before I had to leave and shoot over. So it's quite sad that I had to leave my young one back home, and I'm over here. So that's, I guess, more of a driven motivation for me to get this mission, another mission, complete.
Well, tell us a little bit more about this new little addition to the family. I'm interested to hear all about him.
Oh well, add a little bit more to the rugby team.
It must be tough, though. I know, I've got 3 children of my own, and that would be tough to, especially when they're so small, to leave. You talk about added motivation, but what do you want to come of this? And, how much does it change your perspective on what you're actually doing in the UFC?
Yeah, well, I mean, we all want to get that gold in the end, hit the gold rush. It's just making sure I make the right steps and create the good formula to where I need to get to. And I know, like I said, I know that I'm gonna get there. It's just creating those right steps for me to get there.
Talking about your young family, you come from Otara in South Auckland. How much has life kind of changed for you, since being in the UFC? And, what are you hoping to, yes, be a role model as a father, but also, as a role model within that Otara community?
Yeah, I mean, it's not, well, again, nothing has changed me. Like, as a great saying is, it's, you can't take the hood out of the child. It's just, it's I've grown up the way I have, and nothing has changed. It's more of me remembering where I've come from and where I want to be, and that's to create a great thing for my generations to come, a great legacy, if you might.
Great. And you, at the same time, you have such a great supportive crew around you that could definitely, we talk about, fighting being by yourself in the cage, but it definitely is a team sport, right? And you're surrounded by some of the best.
Yes, yeah, we do. And we have a lot of guys from down South Island or all over New Zealand who come over to City Kickboxing to help us and learn new things and learn other things off each other. So it's good to have that help from also from guys like Alex, who have come over from Australia to train with us from time to time, and he's a great person to have around. He's a very inspirational person. I give so much high regard to him. When I went over to Sydney to give him a hand before his fight against the Korean Zombie, he's a real respectful guy. I mean, he goes to the gym, he takes classes, and then he does this. This is during his camp, and then he's training his own sessions. So that is a lot for a professional athlete in itself, but a world champion. So it's something to strive to.
Great point, great point. He is a great guy, Alex Volkanovski. We did obviously have a cordial with him as well, and he's been thriving being back at City Kickboxing. I mentioned Tyson Pedro there, but also Alexander Volkanovski. What does he bring to the gym when he's in the environment?
He's got a lot of skill that he brings, and he's got so much skill. He's very similar to myself, where we've come from rugby league backgrounds. But also he's very energetic. He's a very energetic person, so he comes with a lot of charisma to the gym, and he's exciting. He's an exciting person to be around.
Very true, and of course he'll be featuring on UFC 276 as the co-main event to Israel Adesanya, so that's another card to look forward to after we get past your fight night this weekend. Look, I just wanted to finish off with just asking you about the light heavyweight title fight. I was wondering if you caught it or not with Yuri and Glover Teixeira a couple of weeks back, and what you made of it.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, you look at that fight. It was such an emotional roller coaster. But at the moment you have Jan and Yuri who are going to be potentially fighting. So I guess it's going to be all fun and games over there in Europe until until the Polynesian takes sail and spoils the party.
I like the way you think. Because, of course, these could potentially be your future opponents.
100%, yes. And
Does
that's what we need to look at.
Yeah. Does it excite you to think that, you watch these title fights and you're like, oh, yeah, okay, just biding your time, waiting for your moment?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because we're all learning, and I'm definitely learning so much on this whole journey, and I'm learning very fast. So I know that at some point I'm going to be facing these guys who are at the top. So I'm keeping an eye on them, and I'm learning a lot to make sure that when I do face them, it's going to be fireworks.
Ka pai you, that is the best approach to take, especially in a sport like mixed martial arts. Thank you so much for joining us, Carlos. All the very best for the weekend ahead.
Thank you, Ravinder. Appreciate it.